Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode episode 76. We're still at the tour, and after two, difficult last episodes, we look to bounce back. I'm down to 6th place in the standings.
The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway.
I definitely made some mistakes. Now, here's the thing about that. This is the big realization, because obviously I made some mistakes, and it wasn't just the AI, though the AI was incredibly harsh to me then and now. I tried to send Narbutas, who's nothing. I mean, he's 127th, an hour and 41 minutes up the road to join the breakaway. No. RTL was not having it. They are not interested at all. But you can see how they are playing their leader role perfectly today, as they have a full train at the front working. The good news for me is they have a full team in a trade at the front working, and they are going to be at least a little bit fatigued before we begin the first of 2 climbs up the Grand Colombier, plus another pretty hefty climb in the middle. So yeah, it's a big one today. Massive mountain stage. It's stage 15 of the tour, and it's really not over yet. Top 5 absolutely in the cards. Podium, maybe. I think the win, I think Bernal always looked the most likely, as he has an 85 mountain rating and like a 78 to 80 resistance in a crazy mountain heavy race. Our next 4 stages are in the mountains. Four straight. And then the one time trial is mountain. Now, Burlikov can recover. Burlikov can do better. Of course, he's got that 84 mountain, but he's only got a 72 resistance. And our team, while I brought a team of climbers to support him, we are a Continental Pro team. Most of these guys are 72 to 74 mountain rating. That's not terrible, but a lot of the sprinters have that sort of mountain rating. And then when you throw the extreme difficulty and the resistance bonus, stamina bonus that they all receive, that 25% bonus, whatever, that's a hefty I puts us on the back foot. I think all of us, myself included, and many of you as an audience, or at least from what I've seen within the comments, I think we all raised expectations after the surprise success at the Giro. Initially, I was going top 10, no problem, and I'd be happy with the top 5. And next thing we knew, not only were we top 5, but we were clearly fighting podium. And then we had a couple great stages, great run-ins. And next thing we knew, we weren't just battling for a podium, we were battling for the win. And succeeded. And it was great. It was fantastic. And this is the tour. There are numerous outstanding riders here. The profile is significantly harder. And I went, oh, that suits us. Well, because it's climbing. Because it's Burlikov. I got a little cocky. But the one lesson that I got from... What is going on with Narbutas? Are you not interested in getting water? He has not moved. He's surrounded by trek riders making no effort to get back forward, and now all of a sudden we're about to begin the Cel de Fromentel, which is like one side up the Grand Colombier, but we're not calling it that because we go up twice. Col de la Biche next, and there's the proper Le Grand Colombier, 17 kilometers that we're finishing on. But the good thing is that's the kind of thing that's going to suit our leader. That's going to suit Burlikov. And fortunately, really good race day condition. Back to my point though. The big thing that I learned those last couple of days of playing and struggling through is that, first off, extreme difficulty is no joke. I had really started to take it for granted that it's just the level I play on. It's just where I'm at. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I do make mistakes. it happens. But the big thing that I learned was that if I'm not at my best, as in that crazy back pain, I'm still dealing with back pain right now. It's not good, but it is so much better. It's been a week. It has been a week to the day, and it is starting to do a little bit better, but it was rough. It was really, really rough up through about yesterday, really. But over those couple of days that I was recording these previous stages, not only was I dealing with a ton of back pain, but I was on muscle relaxers and other medication to try to help with it, and mentally I was not at my best. And boy oh boy, little mistakes on extreme difficulty are punished exponentially. And that was my lesson, and it actually makes me feel more confident about how I am as a player, and at the same time less, because I'm human, I'm vulnerable, I made mistakes, and we've slipped to 6th. Now the funny thing is, that's cycling. That happens. You could absolutely go from 1st to 6th in a few days. How about Giro 2018? 2019? With Chris Froome's incredible ride with his 65k solo ride to go from 6th to 1st or something along those lines. But at the same time, Yates, right, went the opposite direction. He went from 1st and way down the order and lost a ton of time. So that's reality. That happens. And that's not one unique example. It happens every tour. Every tour. People have off days. People lose time. People gain time. You never see that dominant force who goes first stage to last stage just crushing everybody, at least not in modern cycling. So to have some bad days, it's realism. I'll take it. Alright, we're through one climb. Now the reason why we got through that climb so easily is RTL just let up. They really lifted the pace to keep their team here, and the Peloton meanwhile shrunk, and it's down to 50. I'm more than happy to save my guys for the final climb and try to recover our position a little bit. Moscon is out, so Ineos just got hurt a bit. Their situation getting a little worse. We're back up to 71 riders actually, so RTL still pretty light on the pace with guys coming back at us, but almost 7 minutes actually.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
I'm so tempted to try to do something, but I really want to just save it for the final climb. Let RTL continue to have to control the pace, control the tempo, and then punish them on the final climb. Okay, it's coming back down. 60 riders. It's just a hard climb. It's doing its thing. Kovalevskaya right above us, and Luko all struggling, but we go over the top. Now there's a little saddle here that we've got to go up again before we actually descend proper. And there you go. Now that's going to be again. And we did not lose anyone. We have 42k to go. I need somebody to get water, but it's got to be somebody who still has some energy left. Narbutas is actually in the best shape of the domestiques for the day, so we'll send him back. It's only 60 riders, so hopefully he doesn't have to trail back too far. And it's definitely not strung out that bad, though. The back end, a little bit. Kind of lost ground there for a second, but it's been covered off. He's okay. Final time getting water. We're at 37k. He is not going forward very well, though. Downhill rating, just a 68 even with the bonus.
A leader is down. The team plans could well be turned upside down.
That's okay. He'll finish it off when we're down at the base. So we are at 6 riders. Why are we at E3? What happened? Bernal crashed. Bernal crashed. RTL is not going to be on the front. We need to look very quickly to make sure somebody is still leading this thing. Bernal lost 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Sucks to be him, but if his team doesn't drop back to support him, why should we bother? I noticed we were suddenly E3. Is there somebody at the front? Ineos? UAE? Taking advantage. They're working. Okay. And that gap is holding. RTL? Nowhere around. I would imagine, yes, RTL has dropped back to support him. They're going to try to pull him back themselves. Sorry, I got an itchy ear. And Ineos is doing the job. This could be interesting. This could be interesting. All right, we are full strength. Isakov and Luko. Why are we back here? Isakov, move forward, please. Prove your position. Thank you. Minute 40 as they caught the first group. Okay, position is good. And before we get to the base of the climb, we are going to... When and where do I want to go? I mean, it's 21K. It's going to be a hard climb. I kind of want to go, but I want to let Ineos do their thing for a little bit. Okay, Luko's the one guy that's pretty fatigued. Minute 20, the gap's coming down. I feel like we need to take over very soon, right before the climb. Screw it. I have to go for it. Bernal's off the back. This is the only chance. This is his off day because of a crash. 88? No, this is a mega climb. 85. Use the climbing legs to their extent. Okay, 85 for everyone. Now, I want to put protection on the back end a little bit. I don't want Berlikov to be too far back. He's got a +4, so this really could come together. He's got 80 resistance. That's the difference. He's not on the back foot. On the resistance, he's going to be up there with others. And he's a better climber. And the one guy who is a better climber than him is a minute 18 behind. We do not want him to suddenly get back in and get that free ride. He's burning through his team to try to catch us. Let him be riding solo and lose 5 minutes. Please, oh please. 76, 76. How about the... Oh, stamina is definitely favoring Ryabovas. Okay, what about Narbutas? Also a 76 and a 72. Okay. All right, Ineos, you're just not pushing hard enough. I'm seeing an opportunity here. Okay, Luko, you gotta come forward, buddy. Gotta ride hard enough to come forward. Okay, base of the climb. Here we go. It's down to a minute 10. We're not letting him back in. And just as predicted, Ineos is just not going hard enough. And so we come straight to the front.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish
Luko's
line.
not going to last
This
long,
climb
but
features
that's
some dreadful
okay.
percentages.
It's just a domestique. 16K to go. Down to a minute. So they're still coming back at us. But they're coming back at Luko. And then they're going to come back at Narbutas. And we're down to 57 riders, 56 riders. We're already losing guys off the back. We're going hard early with the weaker guys because I want RTL to run through their team before Bernal gets back.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Kovalevskaya not lasting long. Okay, let's check in. Let's make sure these guys have not gotten back in. Bernal, he is back. He is back. How far back, though? How far? Oh, there's a crash right there. Palace. Oh! Nope, nope. That's where he is. There's Bernal in yellow. That's from the crash before. But he's still towards the back end. He is still towards the back end. Keep things hard. He's going to be fairly low on energy. Okay, we're into those 76s. Yep, here comes a big acceleration. Attack from Landa, Yates, Hagita. Oh, Rebovis, fantastic job. Everybody else does that to us all the time. I'm proud of you, buddy. You cut him off. Hagita drops off. Under 12K. But a lot of the worst climbing is this first sector. One really rough sector through there, though. On to Isakov, and now we want to just go climbing at this level. Martin Guerrero, you're here to break toe, and you're not doing so very well at the moment. They are definitely following behind. Karaman, swap places, please. Thank you. 10K, we're down to 21 riders. And when do we switch out of this and let things happen as they are? Alaphilippe. Bookman? Bookman, how did you get up the road? Were you in the breakaway? You weren't in that attack. We looked at the attack. How was Bookman in the break as a 5th place rider? That's insane. But we've caught him.
Attack by Valentin Madouas.
Okay, Isakov is done. That's why things have suddenly changed as Carapaz from 12th now looking to attack. But Skjelmus trying to go with him. And he sits 3rd. Martin Guerrero, nothing left for him. So Karaman, you're up, buddy. Can't let him get away. It's 8K. That's a long, long ways to go yet.
Carapaz goes onto the attack.
Pogacar also going.
This climb is feared by many riders.
Keep it under control. It's a lot of climbing left to do. These guys are pushing really hard right now. Ramen, not going to last much longer. 15. Jason 6. That 11. And Karaman pulls it back together. And now we change. Okay. Tactically we change. Let it proceed. Okay, there you go. And protect. Okay, Berlikov. Sit on for a moment. 6K. And we go with the next attack. Go with. Don't start. Gap's coming down, though. We've definitely sat up. Okay, we're coming out of this section. We're going into a little flat before we go into the final bit. Berlikov, nice and calm. We're back up to 16. Not a lot of tempo at the moment, but Pogacar has picked up that tempo a little bit. Lopez trying to pick up that tempo. And Berlikov is recovering. That's how good of a climber he is. Roglic.
Primoz Roglic is off.
Follow attack, please. Oh, Karaman, get out of the way. Still want to catch this rider, right? Alright. Del Rue, Roglic and I have gone clear. 25-second advantage. 2.5K to go is all. They don't want to work with me? Okay, fine. Attack. Go solo. There you go. We are solo. 1.5K. I think we can handle about a 79 from here, maybe. That's 1K to go. This last K is very steep. Going clear. Looking for the stage. 300 meters. Sprint it out. Come on. Finish it off, Berlikov. You're going for the outside line. Not helpful. Not helpful. It is a stage victory. 20 seconds ahead of Roglic. We're going to gain some time on everybody. That's how you bounce back. That's how you bounce back. Bernal takes 8th. He'll lose time, but not a lot. We're already coming up on 2 minutes. Let's see how important it was having Karaman late that last stage. I was solo for a long time, and it hurt by the time we got into that final climb. Stage win, 9-second advantage over Roglic, 18 over Pogacar. Almeida Carapaz at 22, Skjelmos. Bernal finishes 38 seconds down. We do gain significant time on this stage. Not massive time, but we get that 10-second time bonus as well. So we are now into the top 5. Now, I knew top 5 was easy because Bookman was 5th. Bookman's all the way down to 12th now, so he's already 7 minutes down. I knew that was happening. We would scoot ahead of him. So easily back into the top 5. I don't worry too much about Almeida or Foss or Yates behind me. Higuita, Carapaz I would worry about more, but he's been totally off of it and barely inside the top 10. Ahead of me, though, all 4. Tough to beat. Tough to beat. Skjelmos, Pogacar, Roglic, Bernal, all of them. And you're looking at a clear top 2 in Bernal and Roglic, and I'm definitely on the back foot. But it's not over yet. We have a minute, just barely a minute, to get to the podium. And for a Conti Pro team to be sitting 7th in the team classification when I'm riding for 1 rider and not for 3, that's pretty dang good. And stage 16, we're going to start pretty quickly with this one because I'm already towards the end of what would be this episode. It's another big climbing stage, but it's spread out. It's easy and hard, and it all depends on pace. But the 15 riders that have finally formulated the break, we've just lifted tempo over the last handful of kilometers. Luckily, recovering just in time, because this Category 1 climb, if we were still chasing the break and not allowing it to get away, would have blown up the field already. We would have been down to probably 40 riders by the top of this climb, and we would have had a very different day than what it's looking like at the moment, with only 1 rider out the back and 15 riders at the front, 4 of them getting dropped going over the top, but otherwise 11 continuing on, and a lot of good climbers up there competing for that KOM. Now, we're down to 88k, and I think I need to get water right now and then get it one more time in the valley in between. Normally I try to do these things sequentially, but the way the climbs are organized today, you got to get it when you can get it. So we got it early. We're getting it for a second time now, and then we'll get it one more time before we prepare for our last big Cat 1. And then it finishes with just a 3-kilometer punchy climb right at the end. Now that does favor Berlikov fairly well, as he does have that good hills rating, but that climb before it, we'll see what happens there. Is there going to be an attack, or does it save itself late? Now, if we're going to gain significant time, it's got to come on that Cat 1. If it's going to wait for those last 3k and go punchy-wise, small time gains could be had on a day like this. RTL in control, so that does help us with the potential of hurting Bernal, but you don't know, right? You don't know how that's going to be, how well, what's his race day condition like. Speaking of, we definitely do not have the perfect one. My top 2 support guys, both on negative race day conditions. Martin Guerrero with a -3. Sounds so much like him to be there at the moment. The Peloton is very small. That last climb actually did a lot of damage, and now is that time to get water. One final time to do that. Kovlevsky, go ahead and do so. Wow. We almost went to a standstill to do that. Okay, huge gap actually to the break, so things have really opened. As tired as the Peloton is, the breakaway has established a fairly large gap on this one. Martin Guerrero's so weak today.
He's not getting back up. It looks like he'll have to abandon the race. The pack doesn't seem to want to
Riabovas out of the race. Great, we just lost Riabovas, who was on excellent form today. +3 for him, and we just lost Riabovas for the remainder of this race. That's not good. That is not good at all. We're down to 7, but you know what? That's fairly normal to be down to 6 or 7 riders by this point in the tour. So I suppose you could say we've been lucky that we've had all 8 thus far. Here we go. 40k to go. Preparing for the final proper climb before we have that little punchy finish. There you go, Rebubus out. Going to be injured. It's going to be some time. Okay. 82. No, you know what? Stay put. 84. Do your climbing. Okay, Narbutas is not going to last long, so go ahead and gel up. Mark Guerrero's not going to last long. Go ahead and gel up. And Kolev Sky, go ahead and gel up. Now, as our numbers dwindle down, for now we protect. Force RTL to do the work. And then we might do something as the climb continues. We're at 63 riders. Okay, slow down a little bit. Times 2 now. 11k to go to the top. And we're going to start dropping like flies, at least the back markers, the domestiques for the day. Okay, and I have 4 at the front. Let's support Burlikov. And it should still be Karaman, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. 80-70. Need a 79-74. That's not great. And a 78-77. That's pretty dang good. Let's get you on Burlikov. And we're still going to support Karaman. Even though Isakov is ever so slightly better on the day, but there's a huge difference in the standings. 49 riders. Okay, make sure these guys aren't slipping back. Karaman. Okay, go 85. Gotta hold that position. Burlikov will stay at 84. He's not going anywhere, so we start pushing pretty hard. Down to 44. RTL have faded, so this would be a good time to sacrifice an Isakov and Luko, but they're already kind of being sacrificed, aren't they? Just through protecting these top 2 guys. I think we're going to have a pretty small group when we go over the top, just from the look of it. It's thinning out pretty dang quick, and if Isakov and Luko are hurting this bad, you know that the group as a whole has got to be hurting pretty bad. We're going to be down to 15 riders, I think, quite soon. So there's still 5k to go. Okay, Karaman, you're up, buddy. Those 2 on auto as they fade. Surprising, not that many others are fading. Down to 29. No reason to attack when I only have 2 guys. You're not taking over this thing.
Higita goes onto the attack.
Somebody's got to respond to that, right? He's not going to go very far solo. Not with 23k to go and a lot of it on the flat. Karaman's going to begin his fade. Can he make it over the top? It would be nice if he does. Almeida also the latest to try to do something. It's too late for that. It's not going to get far enough away. Yeah, see, somebody's going to chase it down. Some support rider is going to make the effort. 7.5 minutes breakaway. Definitely getting the stage. But I am poised for that final 3. Did he really? Almeida's 2 minutes ahead. 2 minutes ahead. Where's the chase? UAE was chasing, and now all of a sudden they're not. That last 3k, though, I'm going to gain a big chunk of time. We pulled back 20 seconds very quickly, but now we've lifted tempo again. So Almeida is a minute 50 ahead. Now, guaranteed, I do that, they chase me down. Organized. They don't care about Almeida, the guy who's a few seconds behind me in the standings. He's going to hang on to that. But we can gain something on that final climb. In fact, Karaman is recovering a little bit, so he'll have something to lead us out. Push on. Now we're getting a little bit of a chase. No, UAE just doesn't have enough firepower. Nobody else is interested in really picking up the chase. Finally, they are. 10k. A lot of fatigue, a lot of wasted energy right now. You're seeing guys hanging their heads, and Burlikov just sitting on comfortable at the moment, so he will gain. There's an attack that finally goes somewhere. It's Bardet. Not worried about Bardet, but... we're going to start climbing. And we're going to go 85 straight through here. Climb our pace. Godou has taken the stage ahead of Palace. Goosh, or however. Sunday gets 5th. O'Connor 6th. Toyne 7th. Bookman 9th. He's back in the mix. Okay, 1.5k. Yes, we can go harder than this. Climbed our pace for a little bit. Nice and to the front, but with 1k to go. It's on for the stage. And you see how quickly we're coming back at these guys. Oof, Berlikov. A little slow out the gates, please. Come on, speed it up. Alright. No time loss. Bernal. Oh, Almeida did. Almeida did gain something, but we're same time with these other guys. Dang, that Almeida move actually worked. It's because nobody chased. But again, like I said, if I do that, I'm A, totally out of energy, and B, the entire group is going to chase. What can you do? What can you do? Frustrates me about the AI in this game in those regards. Other contenders attack. Nobody gives a damn. You attack. Everybody on the freaking planet cares. And that's that thing with RTL, right? I try to put somebody in the break. A weak rider in the break. There's 30 guys up the road. They don't care about those 30. But you send one rider, and they care. It's very much you versus everyone in this game, as they are always working together to beat you. You're 6th place, you're many minutes behind, and you're still the threat. You're still the one they care about. Well, we at least do gain 10 seconds over the chase group. Almeida, though, gains 50 seconds, so that's going to bump him up a bit. I was saying I wasn't worried about Almeida, and then he goes off and pulls out 50 seconds. Bernal, Roglic, Jan Hurt, Hayter, and I on the same time, and then everybody else 10 seconds. So we do pick up 10 seconds on a lot of our rivals, but we slip to 7th as Bookman. Bookman goes right back into the break and gains time again, so he's right back up into 5th. Again, not much of a threat. We can get that back, but it's getting awfully late in this race to have a breakaway rider continually gaining huge chunks of time because nobody cares about them. At some point, he's going to find himself in a podium position and not lose it. Bernal leads, Roglic, same time. Pogacar at 3, Skelmos. I'm still exactly 4 minutes down, but Almeida is now 3 seconds ahead after he does gain that chunk of time that nobody cared to chase him down. Well, you know damn well I wasn't going anywhere. They weren't going to let me go. It came down to that last 3K to try to do something, and I could have pushed a little harder earlier on that one, but that's fine. We did okay. We didn't lose, and like I said, we did gain 10 seconds over numerous rivals, so at least there was that. But yeah, Bookman, again, out of nowhere, back into a good position. But at half a minute over us with climbing stages to come, we will easily recover that time and move back up. Got a little bit of work to do to recover from Almeida because he's pretty solid. 81 mountains, 76 resistance, 79 time trial. He's actually at this point now a threat with those 50 seconds that he just picked up. Got some work to do, folks. Got some work to do. We do pick up a stage win today, though. We did gain a pretty solid chunk of time over the course of those 2 stages. I'll take it. I'll take it. We're back in this, but we're maybe not. I think we are too far away from Bernal and Roglic, most likely, here in the late stages, but a podium, still a possibility, 1 minute off. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.